We are here and we are pleased to be with you for the final part of this series, the return. You have felt call and the longing and the yearning. You have entered into the state of surrendering, to allowing a wiser part of you to begin to guide you and your life in ways that feel more pleasing. And this in turn leads to the return. And you may ask what the return may be. What is this thing? We wish to say to you that it is more than you are able to experience in this short space of time, but we will do our best to point to it for you. Returning to your nature is simply an expanding of awareness into awareness, aware of being aware, aware of being awareness itself, to be the sea of potentiality, the sea of possibility, the sea of stillness, the sea of nothingness that contains all, the sea of all that contains nothingness. The returning is a recognition and an acknowledgement of the space that resides within your form, the space that surrounds your form, the space that generated your form. This is your nature. This is you. If you allow yourself to breathe, and as you breathe allow yourself to feel the concept of nothingness. What might nothingness be? Is it not a contradiction in terms? No thing. You are no thing. You are no one thing. You are not one form. You are not one being. You are not one interrelating with another one. You are the all, in all of its allness, playing joyfully, pretending to be other. The greatness of your nature is that you are all pretending to be other, that you are the singularity pretending to be singular. You see? Allow your mind to rest, for it wishes to ponder. It wishes to interpret. It wishes to have the answer. But there is no answer, for all potential are existing at once. All events are existing at once. All possibilities are existing at once. All outcomes are existing at once. In the eternal moment of now, a phrase you find very familiar. Now, and now, and now, and yet there is no and, you see. Simply now. And it is in this feeling, through your current form, through your current expression, the expansion of you into this, that you are. How does one expand into this that they are? And our answer is you cannot, for you are not one in the sense that you think of yourself. There is no separation between you and anything you perceive in your world. There is no separation between you and what you perceive as your universe. There is no separation between you and what we are called, the entity and energy we are. You are that. The only difference there may be is that we know in our beingness that we are that, and perhaps you do not yet know. And so through the surrender, through the following of your direction, your inner calling, your inner nudging, your inner urges, the calling is simply drop the veil, drop the illusion, for the joy of remembering, of seeing, be it a momentary one in the beginning for you. You may have momentary glimpses of seeing clearly, being clearly, but perhaps they may frighten you, for often the vastness of your nature may seem too vast, may seem too still, may seem too far-fetched, may seem too dark, too uncontainable for you to fathom through your limited self, and this is indeed true. But as you begin to set aside your disbelief as an individual form, as the individual form all you may have is disbelief, it is the nature of form to believe it is singular, but the power that you have as the creator, the creative expression itself, is that you may observe the form limiting itself. You may observe the form believing in self. And the form is trying to understand concepts and constructs and programs and stories, and yet you are the observer of the form which does this. You are the sea out of which your form is arising. You are the ocean of awareness out of which your form is collecting itself into its otherness. And yet, much like space around space, how can one see a separation? Space around space cannot be. And this is what you are. Space within space. Space knowing itself to be space, and not yet knowing it is also the vast space. There can be no separation. The return then is this. The return then is this. Remove all feelings of needing to effort into something. Remove all feelings of needing to become aware of something. Remove all feelings of needing to achieve something. The feelings are the space within the space. The effort is the space within the space. The achieving is the space within the space. You see? You are the space. Allow, without any other word attached, allow. This is your returning. This is what the surrender was necessary for. It was a broadening and a chipping away of concepts and structures that have held you entombed within your limitedness. And yet that too is a game. The chipping away is space within the space. The falling away is space within the space. The constructs and programs are space within the space. And so we return you again to your true nature. These words you are hearing at this moment are the space within the space, you see. There can be no separation. The singularity that you are is also expressed in other forms within this space. There are other beings who rejoice within this space at your remembering. They too are the space within the space, the identified space, you see. But they know they are spaciousness, and they are calling you as you are calling you. You are calling you home, to rest, to be still, to relax into yourself, into yourself. And now the self is vast, the self is still, the self is potential, the self is knowing. The self is the art of creation itself. Space that we describe is creation itself. Creation creating itself. Creating a thing called the past. Creating a thing called the present. Creating a thing called future. Creating a thing called planet. Creating a thing called stars. and galaxies and a universe and multiverses and all that exists within that. You are that. You are that-ness. Here there is no this. There is simply that. That which you are. And the return is a breathing in, an inhalation of recognition, you see. A moment of consciousness within the vast unconscious. For the unconscious, as we speak of it here, is potential. Potentiality, pure potentiality. Allow your breath to be the space within the space. And as you inhale, the you that inhales is the space. The you that exhales is the space. The air that you supposedly breathe is the space. The lungs that fill is the space. Space inhaling itself. Breathing itself, knowing itself, delighting in its nature, delighting in its remembering that was never forgotten, delighting in playing games with itself, you see, and the machination and the rumblings of discontent and the fear-based thoughts of the identified one, of the identified space, these are now seen for the play that they are. Potential must play, you see. Potentialities must express, and in their expression become more and greater potentiality, and more and greater potentiality. As each expression finds itself, it leads to more potentialities, you see. Ever-growing expansion. Pure expansiveness. And the space cannot know itself without creating the illusion of space within space, you see. And so the return is the recognizing that you are the awareness, focusing itself on an aspect of itself in a time created by itself. And yet there is no time except that which is created in the awareness, accepted within the awareness, played out within the awareness that is timeless and formless. Do you begin to see the joy of that? Do you begin to feel the joy of that? And the seeing is space, and the joy is space, and the knowing itself is space. The return is spaciousness. This you must know. And so you see, indeed, there is some absurdity in the call, and the surrender, and the return. Do you see the joy of the play? Call is the space. The surrender is the space. The return is the space arising within itself. And as you begin to take off your blinkers and your blinders that kept you in your illusion, surrounded by other illusory forms, there is a breath, there is a settling, there is a comforting vibration of space recognizing itself, delighting in its abilities, in its magnificence, glad and joyful to be awake, glad and joyful to have the appearance of sleep. Simultaneously, it is a joy, an ever joyous dance, into form, out of form, into form, out of form, into matter, out of matter. You see, the dance, all occurring simultaneously, into form, out of form, and your experience as a unit, as another, begins to be a joy. I am the awareness, delighting in my illusion, playing in my illusion, choosing in my illusion, simply to entertain myself, the idea of myself, the idea of a self, and so the return allows you as the unit to move through the forms created by the awareness and play. For you may wonder, what do we do now? We have returned. And as the returning, there was never a disappearing from, you see. But as the returning occurs, there is a pleasure in the world of form that you have not yet experienced. There is a pleasure in seeing the play, seeing the actors, seeing the events, seeing the circumstances that you have created to entertain yourself. You may even begin to, as the you, begin to look back at your life experiences and smile, maybe laugh joyously at the apparent suffering you encountered, at the apparent fear you felt and anxieties you faced, heartbreak and lack, poverty and stifling of your true self may now begin to amuse you, as you know you are the space within the space. And it is from this place of knowing that you move through the form with intent, always as your awareness, always as yourself, always as your true nature, perceiving everything that apparently occurs in front of you as something you have created to delight in, you have created to respond to, you have created to have a sense of affirmation, solidity and form. And in the awareness, all possibilities and all potentialities are available to you. And so the dance carries on. Now you, as the returnee, encourage others to return, support others in their call, support others in their surrendering, in whatever way brings you most joy, for now you understand there is no other. There are others who are space within space, delighting in themselves, and forgetting that that is what they are doing. They are the space within the space, so as you support them in their delusion, in their illusion, you find joy. As you see them worrying and anxious-ridden and fearful and doubtful, not that you will not have compassion for their belief in their otherness, but you can now assist as form who knows it is awareness. Your peace, your true nature will exude. This is the energy you will emit. This is the frequency that you will be registered at, you see. Your frequency will then transmit and affect those who believe they are other. They will be feeling the call more strongly. They will be feeling the surrender more strongly, for they are in your world, your created space. In order to experience, you will not draw to you those who are not wanting to experience awakening. There's no need to seek. You will find yourself as space where you most need to be, and you see the absurdity even of that. Feel the expansiveness, the stillness, the completeness, the wholeness, the idea of self. And what you are truly feeling is awareness, being aware. It has a different energy, does it not? Awareness, aware of itself. This then has been our edict, our discourse, our pointing to, our allowing of the experience of sharing with you as the you that believes it is other, and separate, and alone, and struggling, and competing, and striving, and achieving, and failing. This is our pointing to the delusion and illusion of that. Be in your return. Be who you are. Begin to chop wood, carry water, and the wood is the space, and the water is the space. What a delight! What a joy! What a revelation! Is it not? This has been our joy. It has been our delight, as the awareness within the awareness that calls itself Iriya, to share with you, to be with you, to be you. We are one. We are here, always, in all.